So this is day one after surgery. Just returned home. I know I sound low, so I'm gonna try and up the volume, but this is what I sound like. I think I sound a bit different, but we'll see. It is week one post surgery. I imagine there's a bit of an improvement over my voice after 1 week of recovery. So this is something that I should have uploaded 2 weeks after it happened, but because of me being distracted returning to work and just trying to catch up after the surgery, I just did not I just didn't get it into my head that I need to get this done. But I'm doing it now. So, as the title suggests, I had surgery on April 2nd of this year, getting my thyroids completely removed. Now, why? Well, I had an overactive thyroid. It's been a consistent problem for me for years since I was 16. So yeah, I've been diagnosed with thyroid nodules and Graves' disease since I was 16. I had to end up going to a neurologist, and we actually took some pills, do blood works, all that shit. But it got to the point where I was actually off of it. They was like, yeah, you're doing fine. Get off the medication. But once I did the blood works and then went back after a few months, they realized that surgery was the only solution. And yeah, I won't lie. When I was told that in 2024, I was not very fond of the idea of having surgery because, you know, there could have been a possibility that I wake up during the procedure. That was my biggest fear. My biggest fear was not dying during the procedure. It was more the fact that I would wake up during it because it can happen. Like, even if they say it rarely happens, there's still a possibility. The probability of that is very low, but still, it has happened to people. I was actually supposed to have this surgery last year, but because of how this stupid province is, I live in the Ontario area, and the people who live in Ontario, I think you know how terrible this province is, especially our fucking premier. But that aside, yeah, I was supposed to have this last year, but I ended up having this year. But hey, better now than never. But yeah, leading up to it, I was, my mind was circulating on what could happen, what was going to happen to me during this whole process. So by the time the day got closer and closer, I was like, wow, like we're really getting closer. We're really getting closer to it. And so when the day officially came, I got there early in the morning, like 7. I got rest injured, and obviously, they would obviously take care of me. I went to the surgical care room to change to a gown, and then called my coworker and told him, hey, I'm having surgery. Just wanted to let you know. Now, I know you probably might be thinking that's a bad idea, but that coworker I called, one of the coolest dudes ever. But yeah, so at around like 9:20, I went up to the waiting room, and 10 minutes later, my surgeon called me, and then I waited outside for like maybe 10-15 minutes. I was asked a few questions, and then I think around 9:45, this was the time where I was processing, oh shit, this was really happening. The door opened, and I went inside the operating room and laid there, and I heard talking. They then have this breathing thingy, which is the anesthesia, right? So they put that over my nose and mouth to breathe in so I could fall asleep. And I was like, wow, it's really happening. It's actually happening. And I actually was like, how long will it take for me to get knocked out? They said a few minutes. And yeah, I don't remember what happened afterwards. All I remember is breathing into that thing, and then suddenly, boom, I'm awake in the fucking recovery room of all places. But yeah, that's what happened. And upon waking up, now there were possibilities. These were the possibilities of these things happening. Sore throats. Yeah, sore throat was one of them. I did not feel the sore throats. More of anything, felt weird swallowing and potential tiredness, which I did experience. I was really tired. Yeah, there are other ones, but I'm not in the mood to listing everything. Just not in the mood, but yeah. I don't remember how long I was there when I woke up, but probably for like a few hours, probably for like an hour, like less than that. But it felt like an eternity. I was then transferred to the room I would be staying in for the night. Stayed there for the night. I didn't eat anything after surgery. I just drank fluids like water, juice. I'm not a juice person, but I ended up drinking the juice anyway. Had some soup, called my coworker again. Voice was hoarse as fuck. You definitely heard the hoarseness in the first clip you saw in this video. It was hoarse, and then the first week, a bit hoarse, but not so much. I don't know if you can tell a huge difference, but either way, it was hoarse. Spent the night there, and I'll tell you this much. I can't imagine staying there for a month because, oh my god, going to the washroom 2 hours is brutal and annoying because, like, after surgery, like, not even a few hours into the surgery, I was getting headaches. It was killing me, dude. I couldn't even walk properly. But yeah, and I couldn't even like pee properly. I couldn't even take a shit. I actually didn't even take a shit at all that day. And literally, dude, it was painful. I couldn't pee unless I had sat down on the toilet and just actually did it there. But yeah, I had nurses come into my room to do blood works and then checking my heart rate, all that. It was annoying, but somehow, some way, I managed to get some levels of sleep, even though I firmly believe I didn't. And then after that, the next morning, I was walking under my own power. Yes, obviously, accompanied by my dad. You know, just walking around the hospital. Not like, you know, not all the hospital, just where my area is at. And after 3 hours of waiting, I was finally discharged, walking obviously, and my mom and dad took Uber home, and yeah, that was the first clip. I think it was a few hours after I came back home. So the things that I could not do, which is why I didn't work for like 3 weeks, was I couldn't lift anything over 15 pounds. Because if that were the case, I would aggravate my surgery. My surgery would have been fucked. I would have been completely fucked, and I would have to go back to the hospital, which I'm not going back to ever again unless I suffer an injury or have to get another surgery. Or obviously if I get older, but we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, I didn't lift anything. Just mainly stayed in bed just watching videos on YouTube. Even watched a few movies here and there. Obviously, I was so tired. Now, that was the pain. I was so tired, but I'll say this though. My mental state was, I honestly felt good. I don't know. Before surgery, my mental state was kind of fucked. I think I'm going to attribute that to working retail because working retail fucking sucks. Sorry if you hear the background noise. It's someone cutting grass outside. But yeah, I think it was more the fact that I was working retail and dealing with stupid fucking customers. They suck sometimes, dude. I don't know. It's just the older ones for me, but maybe I'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, some of these customers, some of those are a pain in the ass, but just not seeing any customers for like good solid 3 weeks. Oh my god, it did wonders for my mental state. I felt good to not be around those motherfuckers. It was a day by day process. But as I said, you know, I mentioned it before about the swallowing feeling weird. Yeah, I felt weird for the first few weeks, but it slowly phased out and I was swallowing normally. It didn't feel weird anymore as the days went on. That just shows you the process of it. So, yeah, I'm swallowing just fine. Doesn't feel weird, thankfully. And I don't know about you, but I felt like I healed a lot quicker than I anticipated because I don't know. I was walking normally again, you know, I don't know, but I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I feel like I recovered a lot quickly because I feel like my voice got back to normal after a week because I thought it'd be a long ass process, but no. I think everyone's healing process is different. Everyone heals differently. Everyone's different. You know what I mean? I think it's because I'm only 21. Now I say only because in that terms, I'm still considered a young person, but I feel like I'm an old person because, well, if you were to tell me, hey, this thing was released 18 years ago, I would look at you and realize, what the fuck? There's no fucking way. Nah, bro, you would make me feel old. The only thing that I hate about this now is the fact that I have to take lifetime pills now. Now, obviously, this was what I was told once I got my thyroids completely removed. By the way, it's a total removal. That's the only thing I hate. Taking lifetime pills an hour before eating breakfast. But what can I do, right? It's to basically replace what your thyroid's produced. If I have to wake up like early in the morning for work, like for instance like 6:25, 6:30, I would have to put an alarm at like 4 a.m. and literally take it, then wake up at 5 and then eat my breakfast, and then at 6 leave and then go to work. I don't live that far from where I work. It's like a 15-minute drive. I think I talked about everything. There might be some things that I'm missing, but off the top of my mind, this is all I feel I can talk about. So yeah, my piece of advice for anyone who's having surgery for the first time or is about to, my advice is stay calm, you'll be okay. If your family, friends are there, you'll be okay. It's a day-by-day process depending on the surgery. You're going to have your rough patches, but in the end, you'll be good. Like, yeah, you're going to have bad days, you're going to have good days, but you'll be good. You'll be fine. And I'm going to leave it at that. And I don't know, I've been thinking of making a retail video. Just want to talk about my experience working in it. I work in a store that's not open to the public, but I think anyone would still fucking relate to it because, god damn, the customers are still fucking dumb. Some of them are just annoying. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. But yeah, I mean, my mental state's still good. I don't know. I feel like having surgery and that off my mind, I can no longer worry about that. I think that's also I feel like that's also attributed as to why my mental state was so fucked in the month of March, and especially starting this year, I feel. But if you guys want to hear me talk about my experience working in retail, by all means, do what you gotta do. Just tell me it and I'll do it. I don't know how long the video will be, probably be short as shit, but I just wanted to say that be warned, if you work in retail, you're probably going to relate to it and you're probably going to vent. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot to vent about working retail, you know, from customers being dumbasses, older customers not keeping their hands to themselves, people being dumbasses, people being disrespectful and rude, no boundaries. Yeah, all that shit, but another time. But yeah, as I said, this was supposed to be uploaded a long time ago, like last month, but as I said, I don't know, decided not to, but doing it now. I don't upload here a lot. I only uploaded once last year. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this channel. I think I'm just gonna upload some shit. You know, I feel like I'm gonna do a let's talk thing. Let's talk about some stuff. You know, if I feel like I need to take a break or something like that. Or if there's an update, if I'm going on vacation or another surgery, whatnot, maybe I might do that. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I'm all over the place with this channel. It's nothing gaming related, nothing like that. Just wanted to add in that little segment there. But yeah, I mean, I might go that route with this channel. But I'm going to end this off now. And yeah, hopefully you guys are all good. I want to make sure you guys are good because that's what matters to me. Make sure you guys, if you're ever burnt out, take a break, walk outside, just enjoy the nature. It's spring now. It's not winter anymore. It's been hot recently. It's cooled down lately, but the past 3 days, oh fuck, it was so fucking hot. But it's cooled down a bit, but it's gonna be hot again. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to the gym for the first time in 3 years, hopefully. But yeah, I'm done, y'all. See y'all soon.